What's up, everybody? So yeah, not too much going on lately. Sorry I haven't posted a video in a while, but been a little bit slow with the holidays and everything. People kind of calmed down a little bit, but we're picking up. Today, something a little interesting. It's going to be a pretty short video, but we're actually helping Jimmy Oakes out on the build-off with him and Tommy F. Yeah. So doing a little bit of work with that. We're going to actually be modifying the subframe today, doing a little bit of cutting, a little bit of welding. We got to notch it out so it fits the SR in there properly and everything sits where it's supposed to be. You know what, and who knows, maybe we'll even get Jimmy on the TIG welder, maybe we'll get him on the plasma cutter. We'll see what happens today. Alright, so a little bit of background on what we're using today. This is actually an ESOB Handy Plasma 380. It's basically a 30 amp system plasma cutter. I want to run through a little bit of how a plasma cutter works, because a lot of times this is very magical. People don't know how these things work, but it's actually somewhat simple. So basically what it is an inverter based machine, runs off of 220 volts. Now you put compressed air right into the back there. It doesn't have to be anything special, just literally compressed air from a normal everyday air compressor into there. Set your pressure based on the thickness of the metal that you're cutting. And then you have your unit. You plug it into 220 and you're good. Now you turn the unit on and you hit this button. And basically what this does is it'll generate a high frequency arc inside of this tip right here. That high frequency arc will then be pushed by air through the nozzle. And I don't know if you'll be able to see that nozzle, but it pushes it through that nozzle and basically generates a plasma, and that plasma is what cuts your metal. Now it is hot enough to cut this stuff. This is actually 1/4-inch plate steel, which is what we used on the subframe. And you can see how nice that actually cuts with very little dross whatsoever. It cuts through that like butter, and this is technically a small machine. So again, compressed air, electricity, that's it, nothing else. That is as complicated as this gets. Generates a high frequency arc, blows the arc out the front of it, through this nozzle, into your metal, and boom. You have a little ground clamp right here. Ground clamp it, pull the trigger, cut the metal. Could not be easier. You use a straight edge, you'll get a perfect cut like you cut it with a grinding wheel. You knock the dross off of it and you're good to go. So yeah, that's the piece of equipment that we'll most likely be using today, and maybe I can get some shots of Jimmy using it for the first time. Everybody loves a plasma cutter. All right, here we go. Oh
wow, that's pretty vicious.
Yeah, it moves along pretty quick once it gets going.
Okay, there it is. That's a good speed right there.
Yeah, when you're doing a plunge cut like that through the dead of metal, you got to kind of wait like a couple of seconds and then it'll go through, but if you start on the edge, it goes pretty quick. Yeah, so you'll get the speed of it after a while. You see how you went a little too quick around that edge?
Yeah, and then it went. You kind of listen for it. That's what it really is.
You can hear when it pops through the bottom and then when it pops back up through the top.
Exactly. Oh,
Heather.
my head's not shaped right.
Here, hold on.
I got it right there.
There you go. See right at the end there?
Yeah.
You moved a little too quick?
I got anxious. Yeah. That was gross. You got to really make sure that the torch is straight, or else you just...
Yeah. Otherwise you're cutting. All right, guys, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. We did get Jimmy Oakes on the plasma cutter for a little bit. He didn't want to do the TIG welder thing just yet, but we'll get him there. We'll get him there for sure. Again, as always, like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. We're growing by leaps and bounds on a daily basis. We're going to have a big announcement soon regarding the company, regarding Morpheus Performance, and a few other odds and ends. So please stay tuned for that, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks. Have a great, great day.